What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It is your boy Stevie B with this week's haul video. Hope everyone had a wonderful, safe Halloween. Hope y'all checked your kids' candy, because there's some lunatics out there talking about putting fentanyl in people and kids' candy and stuff. I don't know what's wrong with people. There was the fear of them putting edible gummy bears and stuff in people's candy, kids' candy. But if I know, let's be honest. Those edibles are expensive. Ain't no stoner's going to give up expensive edibles and give them out to kids. So probably not. But I really hope everything was safe and everybody had a great Halloween. Got a lot of stuff to unpack today. I'm going to talk about a few things. First on the agenda is your boy Stevie B went and seen Black Adam. Went to the theaters. I don't go to the theaters very often, frankly, because it's outrageous. You'd think with all the streaming platforms and stuff that movie theater prices would start coming down a little bit. But man, 2 medium drinks and a small popcorn was $20, and then the movie tickets are like $15 a piece. But I decided I'm going to go see Black Adam, and here's why. It's because there's a line 6 miles long of people waiting to shit on DC movies. I mean, it goes around the block 3 times and halfway down the street again, of people that just cannot wait to shit on DC movies. But here's the thing. Not really anybody shit on the Black Adam movie. People actually enjoyed it, and for the pack of absolute haters out there that just find it necessary to shit on everything that's popular, for them to come out and say, you know what, it actually wasn't bad, is a ringing endorsement for this movie. So I had to go see it, and I wasn't disappointed. My God, DC Comics, Warner Brothers finally got one right. The movie was fantastic. There are people out there that just refuse to be pleased when it comes to comic book movies. And there's still gonna be people that are gonna shit on it. Do not listen to those people. This movie was fantastic. It wasn't a big walking slapstick comedy show like most of them have been turned into now. It had its moments that were, had some humor in it, but it wasn't overdone. The action, the CGI, everything was on point. The Rock, finally, The Rock has done a brilliant movie. I'm sorry, but for being the highest paid actor in Hollywood, Google it. He has never done a real blockbuster movie. I mean, think about it. And people will argue the Fast and the Furious franchise was a big monster budget, but after the 27th incarnation of that movie, not so much. But I mean, we're talking Tooth Fairy, The Rundown, Game Plan, Central Intelligence. Not bad movies, Jumanji, Rampage. Think back of all the movies that The Rock has done. None of them were marquee movies like this one was. So to see him finally get a marquee movie, a big budget movie like Black Adam, and to knock it out of the park, loved it. He did a great job. I hope this opens doors for him, and he gets bigger projects. It's weird to see him be the highest paid actor in Hollywood to never have done anything of noteworthy, like this. So kudos. Like I said, the movie was fantastic. I'm not going to give any spoilers away. If I had to critique any small detail about it, and I may be totally wrong in my assessment, I will give a little bit of tiny spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear this, fast forward. But here it goes. My only little minor critique was that the leader of the Justice Society was Amanda Waller. I thought Amanda Waller kind of walked on that fine line in that gray area between good guy and shady, shady government agent. And I wouldn't imagine that superheroes would necessarily associate themselves with someone as shady as Amanda Waller. So that I kind of thought was kind of eh. And there was another part which I won't talk about that happened in the movie, but it's a major spoiler, so I won't talk about it. But it involved her as well. And you watch the movie. If you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. But I'll just leave it at this and say I wouldn't imagine that superheroes, the heroes, would necessarily associate themselves with someone like Amanda Waller. That's the Suicide Squad. That's the bad guys. But anyway, even that is just being nitpicky. But it did not take away from the movie, did not detract from the movie. It was fantastic. Loved it. Go see it. I highly recommend it. One of the best DC movies in a long, long, long time. But anyway, that is my little spot review of Black Adam. Again, go see it. It's worth it. It's worth going to see. But anyway, let's get into some books, all right? We'll start off with my Midtown shit. And that's only because, it's the same shit everybody's got. But maybe not. First off, Robin, Boy Wonder. Number 2, the Tim Drake. Love that homage cover. Really cool. I'm always gonna get the Robin stuff, the Teen Titan stuff, Young Justice, stuff like that. Speaking of Young Justice targets number 4. That little Wonder Girl and Stargirl cover. Stargirl, by the way, last season made it 3 seasons. Who didn't see it coming? You think that they would get the message by now, what people want to watch and what people don't want to watch. People don't want politics in their comic book shows. Get that through your thick heads, people. Marvel, DC, both of you. We don't want politics. We want to go to the movies to escape reality, not to have it crammed down our throats. Right or left doesn't make any difference. I wouldn't care if they were which agenda they're pushing. Quit pushing agendas, period. Entertain us and shut the hell up. That's what we want. So get it through your thick heads. Next up, Rogues Gallery. Been picking this up. Haven't started reading it. My God, man, I'm so far behind on reading. It's pathetic. This one, Lovesick. I got this one. I think this is I want to say that, it's a Mirka Andolfo cover. I love her artwork. Love that cover. I try to give the new indies, I'm afraid are about where it's at now, folks. As far as reading materials go, and even as far as speculation, if you're into the spec thing, the indies are where it's at anymore. Because I'm telling you, the marquee titles and mainstream companies are dropping the ball. Once again, they're focusing too much on politics and not entertaining the masses. But so I've been getting a lot of indies. Of course, I still stick with my mainstays. I'm still going to get Venom. So I'm still picking up Venom. And this one was a mispick for me. This is not what I ordered. And I double checked it, and it's still not what I ordered. And the only reason I'm not going to squawk about it is because I have a second one coming. But this is Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 3. I ordered the acetate cover because I love those in spite of C2E2 and the acetate gate. Acetate isn't the problem with that whole shit show. Acetate covers are still really cool. I love them. So this was supposed to be an acetate cover, and they didn't send me the acetate. They sent me this one. So this one's probably going to go in a giveaway pile or something. Okay, now this one just sounded interesting. Apparently this girl is the daughter of Satan, destined to inherit. Boy, I hope I'm getting this right. I'm going to look this up, and then it's not going to be there anymore, but I think she's destined to inherit hell, and she is attacked by demons, and she has to fend off all these demons. But I want to find it, so I can maybe see. That's the thing about Key Collector, is they'll post it on their hot keys issues, and then you read about it and you think that sounds kind of cool, but then when you go to look it back up again, it's off there. So apparently their future keys selection is nothing of the sort. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that that's what it's about. Let's see. Damn them all. Number 1. Okay, let's just read about it here. Come on. All right, by Simon Spurrier, Boom Studios. Here we go. In this dark supernatural thriller for fans of We Have Demons and Something is Killing Children, meet Ellie, Bloody L. Hawthorne, a cultist for hire. Okay, I was wrong. I'm getting it confused with another book. Okay, that's why I wanted to look it up, because I wasn't sure if I had it right. A cultist for hire, following the death of Ellie's uncle, an infamous magician and occult detective. The 72 devils of the Ars Goetia are mysteriously freed from their internal realm. Now it's up to Ellie to track down each of these exiled demons and damn them right back to hell by any means necessary. So, I don't know which one I was getting it confused with. It may have actually been, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's one that is coming next week. Anyway, but I got Damn Them All to Hell. Number 1. It still sounded interesting to me, and it's foily goodness, so that's always a plus. Love the foily goodness. And no, it's not. Here you go. Does that look better? But anyway, so I can't wait to read that. Last but not least, okay, I got to give you a little bit of clarification on this before I show you the book. I fully admit that out of the gate, I was not a Peach Momoko fan. Okay, I was very, very critical of her work. I compared it to a grade school kid's art project that you would hang on the refrigerator. I have badmouthed her in the beginning from day one. And since then, I've kind of come around. I don't know if her art's just better or she's getting better material to draw. But sometimes, I've said it before and I'll say it again, sometimes she hits one out of the park and it's an absolutely fantastic cover. So, I'm backpedaling, absolutely backpedaling on the Peach Momoko. I've gone from absolutely couldn't stand her work to I like some of her work. But I've transitioned one step even further. Ever since the New York Comic Con, when all the vultures came out and the blood-sucking freaking exhibitors all jumped in front of everybody in line before before it was open and started pushing and shoving and made her feel unsafe to the point where she got up and walked out of the convention. I have found a utmost new respect for Peach Momoko. I applaud her for getting up. It sucks that all the people that were there, that were actual fans and weren't interested in buying, getting 500 copies of their books signed so they could flip them on Whatnot. For all those people that missed out on that because of those jackasses, it really sucks, and I hate that for you. I really do. And the people that ruined that for you should be absolutely mortified. They are not community members. They're vultures. They're scumbags. And they're bottom feeders. And I hope you hear it. I hope you hear me say that. And I hope you take offense to it. And I hope you come at me about it. But anyway, that being said, Midtown actually offered some signed Peach Momoko books. There was a virgin variant and a trade dress. The trade dress was $15. The virgin was $20. And it was Demon Days Cursed Web #1. It's a one-shot, which I like. I do not know how many of them was signed. There is no one of. I don't really care, but I picked one up. So I do have... I didn't push anybody. I picked one up. I didn't buy 50 of them to flip. I picked one up for my PC to show my support for an artist who took a stand and said, I'm not having it at my signing. And bravo to you, Peach Momoko. I picked one up. It's going to go on my PC because whether you like her or you don't like her, whether I like her or don't like her, she is still an extremely popular. Let's say popular. It's an extremely popular artist. Now, this cover, I am not a fan of. I don't like it. I saw it before I bought it, and I bought it anyway. I do not like the cover. I think she did the spider really cool, but I can't even really tell what's going on here. Sitting with her back turned. Can't tell if that's a knee, a foot, or whatever, but she looks contorted. That face has no detail in it. It's janky looking. Not a fan of the cover at all. But like I said, wanted to show some support. I applaud her for what she did. So I picked one up, and it'll go on my PC for the time being. I may fall out of love with it in a month or two, and it may be in a giveaway. You never know. But last and not least, we talked about it. We talked about iconic Frank Miller covers on the last episode, and I showed one that I said was probably one of the most iconic Daredevil covers ever in this one. But another iconic Daredevil cover that you, what number was that? 184. Another iconic cover that I would argue would be one of the most iconic covers on Daredevil. One of is number 196, and I picked it up. The first meeting of Daredevil and Wolverine. Yes, I'm on a Daredevil kick. I know it. And there's more to come. Don't worry. But you gotta love it. Frank Miller's run on Daredevil, in my opinion, will never be surpassed by anyone. No one will ever do a better job with Daredevil than Frank Miller did. He made that series iconic on his run. But anyway, was excited to pick that up. So excited that I think I picked up another one or two, maybe. I got some more. I got a couple copies that I couldn't wait to get. But now you waited for it in the thumbnail. What, Stevie B, is your monster Grail that you've been bragging about. And y'all are probably going, his monster Grails are like $50 books, blah, blah, blah. Not this time. This time, this is a monster key. A huge key book. You get to be here while I unbox it. Now, this is a lower grade. I'm very well aware of it. But it is a lower grade than I'm hoping there's someone out there, we won't mention any names, Dustin, can bring this thing back to life, or at least breathe some life into it, improve it. But I'm not mad. I was on the fence about buying it. It was a good price, but I had to ask myself, if nothing can be done to clean this book up or make it better, would I be happy with it as is at the price that I paid? And I came to the conclusion that yes, I would be happy with it at that price. One thing I did learn today while we're talking, see that fragile handle with care sticker on there? I learned something today. Let me show you something. Cover up my address, but I've got this stuck in my mailbox the other day when I shipped out a package to Dustin for cleaning and pressing. I put these labels. I put a couple of these labels on it. Fragile, handle with care. Because I'm under the impression that you can write it on there with crayon if you want to, and it doesn't really matter what you use. So why I got this note in my mailbox from my postal worker with one of those stickers peeled off of my box, and it said, "These stickers are discontinued. Please dispose of them. Thanks, USPS." I was a little irked by that because I figured, what difference does it make whether they're discontinued? I got them from the USPS website. They sent me, I got 2 rolls of these things. They sent them to me for free, so I'm not out any money. But I'm like, what difference does it make? You can go to Walmart and buy a fragile sticker to put on stuff. You can write it on there with a crayon. What difference does it make if they're discontinued? They say the same thing. So I actually took my little letter and my sticker to the post office today as we were picking this up. And I asked him about that. And here's something you guys may not know that may come in handy when shipping. When you put a fragile sticker on a package, they handle it absolutely no different than they handle any other package. The fragile stickers do not change the way they handle anything. They handle them the same way. But there is a spot on, if you use your online service, stamps.com, I use Pirate Ship, or if you take it to the post office, you can include special instructions, which is what these special handling stickers are. And if you pay an extra fee for the special handling of the fragile product, then it is handled differently than the ones that just have any generic fragile label on it or have fragile written on it. They actually separate them from the rest of the books. But there is a fee. So keep that in mind if you're ever shipping. Writing fragile on your books doesn't change the way they handle your books. This came from the Postmaster General of my local town. He said flat out, they handle them the same way. Doesn't matter unless you pay for the extra, the fragile handling service. So there you go. But anyway, enough of that. Just a public service announcement for all my peeps out there who may not have known that. I did not know that. But I just thought they ignored all of them no matter what. So So to know that if you pay a little fee, that they will actually take a little extra care of your books is a good thing to know if shipping out a monster Grail like this. I actually had to go pick this up because apparently I was asleep still when they delivered it, and it required a signature. Yes, it's that kind of book. No, it is not an AF-15 or Detective 27 or Nerdy Girls exclusive Detective 27 homage cover. Sorry, that thing's just dumb. Just dumb. But anyway, wrapped it very well. If you want to shop them on eBay, it is Evil Empire Comics on eBay. That's where I got it. And I'm glad he took very good care of it. There was another selling feature that he included at no additional charge for shipping that I was very excited about. And that is, it was shipped in a gator guard. And you all know how much I love gator guards. All right, so from the back, now we'll show you there is some tanning on this. Actually, let me take it out of the plastic bag. I like that he shipped it like a slab, because it is a slab. Just because it doesn't have a fake grade on it, like you get from CGC, you know. It's still a slab. Still protects like a slab. But anyway, but as you can see, there is some tanning involved, quite a bit of it. But as a whole, yeah, I'm trying not to spoil the book. As a whole, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know what it is. And I thought this was ink that somebody drew on it, but it's actually not. It's part of the book. But the spine, the corners, and I mean, as far as the condition of the book itself, it is in really good condition. I know you're going, shut the fuck up and show the book. But it does have some spine ticks. It has four color breaking spine ticks. But the main problem with the book is the tanning. And I'm not sure if it'll come out. I'm hoping it does. But this is my big book. It is Forever People #1, the first appearance of Darkseid. This is a Grail book that I never thought I would be able to buy. But because of the tanning, that I'm hoping, you can see it, you can see the spine ticks, a few spine ticks on the front cover. But because of the tanning, which seeing it in person isn't as bad as it looked in the pictures, but because of the tanning, I was able to get this at a very, very undervalued price, in my opinion. And this is going, if only I knew a doctor of some sort, you know, that might be able to clean some of that tanning up. Right here is the worst spot on the cover. Or it's not very, like I said, in person, it is not as dark as it looked like in the pictures. So it might actually clean up. But if I could get the tanning lightened up and cleaned up a little bit and pressed, and the rest of the book cleaned up, this is a monster key book. And it'll definitely increase the value significantly. Now, why did I pick this up? This is the stuff that I'm trying to convince myself to go after. I'm trying to lay off the spec keys, even though they're fun. I do them as fun. You know, some of the movie spec stuff, I do it as it's a game to me. It's a game to see if I pull the trigger on something, you know, and see if I'm right, that eventually it's going to get optioned or it's going to get named, like when I pulled the trigger on the first appearance of Madam Web up there, and then like a week later, they announced Madam Web movie. You know, it was fun. You know, I don't do it just. I'm not going to flip that book. I'm going to hold on to it and enjoy it. And this, but then there's these forever keys. Dark Side will always be a key book. It will never not be a key. It is always a fantastic PC book to have. It really bolsters your collection overall. And again, if tomorrow they announced, Dark Side will be featured in the Justice League 2 sequel, this book is going to absolutely detonate. But who cares? It's going to detonate, and then the movie's going to come out, and the hype will be gone, whatever, and then it's going to come back down. But when the movie hype and all the hype is done on characters like this, they're still going to go organically, and they're going to keep going up, and it'll always be a key book. It's kind of like ASM 300. It spiked ridiculously out of, and then it cooled off. Now it's back down. It's down there in the realistic realm, but it's going to go back up. It's going to keep going up. It's going to keep going up. Keep going up. There's lulls in the comic book market, and spikes. The comic book market is a roller coaster ride. The 90s, it was riding high, and then it dumped because they were just crapping out too many, and people blaming on speculators, whatever. But people going in driving up the prices of books. But here's the thing: is if I'm selling comic books, if I'm selling anything, and somebody comes in and buys all of them, doesn't hurt my business, so people spending money on comic books is not what's killing the comic book business. Right now it's politics. Everybody wants to be politically correct instead of worrying about entertaining people, and that's what's killing the comic book industry more than anything. But these books, even when people start losing interest in comic books because of the politics or whatever, or just the shitty stories, and shit calms down, this book, like this book and books like this one, like Wolverine, like She-Hulk, even though everybody's crapping on it, these books, Red Hulk, all these books, they're going to continue to go up. First appearance of the new Teen Titans, they're going to keep going up. They're always going to be in demand, and they're always going to be desirable keys for anybody's collection. So I'm stoked. A lower grade is fine. Like I said, if it didn't have the tanning on it, I would say minus the tanning, this would be a solid 7.5 candidate, 7.5 candidate. So, VF. But with the tanning, it's a mid to lower mid grade. But I have faith. I have faith in Peoples. I have faith in my boy Dustin over at the Comic Book Chiropractor. Yeah, I'll shout him out again. He is working on a Daredevil book for me right now. He messaged me and said, dude, this thing is cleaning up and looking good. So I'm excited to get that one back. When I get that one back, he's getting this one in its place, and we'll see what kind of magic he can work. I know he's not going to be able to get those spine ticks out. But I think at the very least, he could probably lighten that tanning up a little bit so it's not so bad, maybe, or maybe get rid of it altogether. But anyway, that is going to do it. I know this was a 35-minute video, but I had a lot to talk about, and I was in the mood to talk. Here lately, I've lost my, I've kind of lost my passion for the videos in general, because I just feel like I don't have anything to offer the comic book community because, like I said, I work graveyard shift at the gas station. So, going out there and buying those ASM 15s and all those big giant multi-$1,000 books just isn't in the cards for me. So I feel like I really don't have much to offer the comic book community as far as entertainment goes. So when I do finally get something like this that I'm excited about, it rekindles the fire in me, and I'm all about it. That and these, I mean, and these Frank Miller Daredevil books, I'm so excited to get those. And those were books that I thought were much more expensive than they really are. They're really not that expensive, and I'm stoked to get them. They're beautiful. Love them. But anyway, quit gushing, quit rambling. That is going to do it for this week's haul. Really hope you liked it. Let me know what you think. Let me know about the tanning. What do you think? You think this is a good investment? I don't want to tell you what I paid for it, but it still wasn't cheap, but it was a good price for what it is. But anyway, that's going to do it. Before you guys go, can a brother get 100 likes? 100 likes. Come on, 100 likes for Forever People. I get usually somewhere in between 80 to 100 views. So if everybody hit that like button, let me know what you think. If I did good. If I did good on that. If I did good on this. Let me know what you think. Let's try to get 100 likes. That would make my day. Make my Halloween. So do it. The YouTube stuff that we love. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. That's going to do it for this one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.